Hey, it's MPP Baller, and today I'm going to review the MacDev Clone DX. I don't have the original box for mine, so I'm using a GAT wrap. Works fine, it's a perfect substitute. So MacDev uses like the shift barrel system, which does the job, I guess. I don't really care. I mean, it's a stock barrel. It is what it is. A lot of people they'll either use a stock barrel or they'll have like a specific aftermarket barrel that they use on all their guns. You could just go out and buy the whole kit. The only ones I find kind of necessary would be the 8.9, the 8.5, and the 8.2. As they're good for underboring, kind of like a middle of a pack, and then overbore. So today I'm going to go through some of the pros and the cons, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, what I think MacDev could revise. They probably did revise in the GT. But the GT's kind of it's a completely different gun than this. Drivetrain's similar, but a lot of the external features are a lot different. So one thing that I really like about this gun is how efficient it is for a spool valve marker. I'm looking at around 9, 10, maybe 11 pods off this. On a 6845, when with a Lux, probably getting 8 on a good day. So you really can't beat it for that, and it's such a solid shooter, very smooth and consistent. MacDev uses the Gladiator eggs, which are really great. You get them, broken in. You're looking at around plus minus 2 on the chrono, which is pretty awesome. We're talking about the air systems. Uses this front-facing macroline fitting, which is awesome. It keeps your everything in line, so you don't have any fittings sticking out into your arm or your wrist when you're diving and playing and stuff, which is awesome. One thing about the shot of this gun is that Egos, stack tube poppets, even some of the DMs I've shot, when you shoot them, the barrel tends to rise up. With this, it kind of feels like the kick is straight back into your shoulder when you have your tank on, which makes it feel a lot smoother, and your variation, like with your shot spread, is not as great. It also has some very cool features. It uses the MacDev Militia software right there, and it's pretty easy to program modes. Go into like that. You just cycle through all your modes. You just cycle through all your modes and settings like that. It's pretty great. Another thing that MacDev does, which is really cool, is they use laser eyes, and those come stock. So instead of having to buy them through Virtue, if that's something that matters to you, it's nice that it's included as a stock feature. Uses auto-cocker barrel threads. Most high-ends do. Besides the Lux. I don't know why they don't just switch over. I'm sure it's some kind of a copyright thing. But it's definitely an advantage this gun has, because you put any barrels you want on it. Some of the things that I don't like about this gun be the grips. They're not really rubber at all. It's more like a tacky, or it's not tacky, it's like a hard plastic. They don't swell at all, so it's like a panel grip. I just don't like them. If MacDev went and redesigned them, it'd probably be the best option for them. There's nothing really good about these grips at all. Tend to wear down pretty fast, so they are a little bit tacky. They won't be after you use them. Another thing, I don't know if this is with a lot of guns, but my gun in particular, the ASA, and you put your tank on. It doesn't seal until it's all the way in. So you're bringing the camera closer. You go like that. And it vents air until it's all the way in. I know there's a problem with the droids because basically uses this little like Y pin in there, and as you screw it in, the pin closes, and when it's like halfway closed, all the air can vent out until you screw this all the way in. This is not a big problem. It's just something I've noticed kind of annoys me. It's livable, I guess. Another big concern that people have, especially semi-players, is the trigger. If you play a lot of tournaments, like PSP tournaments, it's not that bad. You just shoot, one finger, two finger, it's not a big deal. But if you're playing semi, you need to get 15 BPS. It can be a challenge. Those people would probably want to go and buy like a Violent Product trigger, or
shout out to VP.
Something a little bit better, well machined. And the last thing that I really have an issue with on this gun, well, not the last, but one of the things would be complexity of the drivetrain. This is a true VX, so it does have all the VX parts on it from MacDev, which is cool. So this is what the engine looks like. I believe somewhere like 15 stationary O-rings. Like only 3 of them are like moving, so those are the only ones you'll ever have to change. I think there's like 5 or 6 parts on the drivetrain itself, which makes it one of the most complicated bolt guides in paintball today. Quality of the VX or the clone, not the best. There's a lot of milling imperfections I've noticed on this gun, and I'm assuming that's for other guns too, because this is a pretty late model. It's got a late serial number compared to the rest. Anno imperfections from the factory were there. I just wasn't really impressed with the overall quality. I think they could have done a better job making a more refined product. They're not as new as everyone thinks they are. I think they're, they used to make autocockers. I mean, they're probably been around since 04, 03, 04. So they're not, new to making guns at all. So that's really all I had to say. Would I recommend it? Yeah. It's a smooth shooter. It shoots really nice. It's efficient. But if you're pretty OCD, wouldn't recommend it, just simply because of the milling flaws and stuff like the trigger and the grips. They'll just really get to you. So that's all I really have to say today. Thanks for watching. Rate, subscribe. It's anything's appreciated.
Like.
Thank you.